We are live. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, 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 everyone. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday. You are on Pathway to Purpose with your girl Cynthia. Y'all know who this is, but listen, I have some amazing co hosts on this evening. I am so excited because, listen, I couldn't have picked a better two to come on here with me and chat it up about this amazing topic. Y'all know her, love her, my sister, the Keep the Faith podcaster herself with Tori. Welcome, Tori Williams. Whoop, whoop. Hi, down below, y'all know my coach who get my body right and tight and look, tell me things I don't like, but it's like, hey, y'all see them guns? Y'all see them guns? So Tamara Thompson, hey. How y'all doing this evening? First of all, ladies, how y'all doing?
I'm doing great. Excited about this topic because I don't know where we're going, but we're gonna let the Lord lead.
Uh-oh.
Listen,
Have your way.
listen, listen. We gotta what they say, we gotta make it do what it do. I'm excited about this topic myself. And actually, what made me choose this topic? Oh, and shout out to 360 Podcast, Jamel Lott and the crew, honey, had me on last night. Listen, the fellas, the whole being in the room with all that masculine energy and knowledge and wisdom and street knowledge and yeah, I felt like look, I felt like a sister that was welcome. I felt like a round the way girl that they was like, come on in and chill with us. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to 360 Podcast for letting me be in the house last night. Really. A part of the reason I chose what I chose today was because we being on the podcast last night and some things we talked about backstage and whatnot. And the little things we touched on the topic and the particular topic that y'all see that is in the title is single searching. And here lately, the term high value, high value has been thrown around here loosely lately. And I don't have a dislike or a particular strong like for the verbiage of high value. I understand that that's what people want and that's what they desire. I understand the term of it, but I want to touch on a particular interview where Ayana Van Zant and a particular young lady. Tori, what was her name again?
Ebony
The young
K.
Ebony
Ebony,
K.
yeah, Ebony
Okay,
K.
Ebony K. She interviewed Ayana and they spoke about what she wanted in a man, and she asked her would she date a bus driver,
Mm.
and she said only if he owned the bus,
Owner. Mm-hmm.
only if he was the owner. So this is going to be the first question of the night, ladies. Would you date a bus driver, and why not? Uh, Coach T.
Oh, would I date a bus driver? Um, it all depends. Like with me, I'm really big on how somebody treat me and respect. Um, but at the same time, I get it. If women say they wouldn't date a bus driver, especially if I'm making more money than the bus driver is making, I don't want to be put in a position where I need to take care of a man. But I wouldn't say that I wouldn't date him because this man may bend over backwards just to do for me. So I would need to get to know this person. I would treat him like an individual until I get to know him. So I don't know. It depends on who the person is and what he's bringing to the table.
Got it. That's good. That's some good stuff. Tori.
I would, and like Tamara said, you gotta it depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
If he treats me well, if he's understanding, first and foremost, he got to be following God in order for me to follow him.
Amen.
He got to be understanding.
Mhm.
He got to be a protector, a great provider. And for me, I don't focus too much on the money aspect, but my main thing is how you treat me, because I've seen people that making six figures or more, and they treat people like crap,
Crap. Yeah.
like they're beneath, because you're on a different pay scale, that they're beneath you. And I pay attention to how people, it may be simple to other people, but I pay attention to how you treat like the waiter, or like say somebody that's doing valet. I pay attention to the little stuff. I pay
Yeah.
attention to how you treat people, the small people that you know what I mean? I pay attention to all of that. What up, Jamel?
Yeah, boss man is in the house. Listen, I could not agree with this more. It should be high in value. You both touched on that. What you like in a gentleman. What is his value? You know what I'm saying? He could be, like you said, I totally agree with you, Tori. When you said that people can make a lot of money and not even have values, not know how to treat you. So yeah, it has a lot to do with that. And I love that. I love that. What up, Jamel? Like I said, I had to shout you out, Jay, earlier, because yeah, big ups to y'all having me on last night. Hey, Miss J. She said, hello, ladies.
Hey.
She the number one Raiders fan. She's the number one Raiders fan. She said, hallelujah, Tori. That she said, hallelujah. Absolutely. Me, myself, would I date a bus driver? Actually, I really don't want to know what you do. That's probably the last thing I want to know about you. Um, I've learned during the dating process, you want to allow this person to show you as much of who they are without asking a lot of questions or without answering a lot of questions. One thing I did learn, and I had, and me being the only girl in a boy family and having boy cousins listening to them and stuff, and one of my cousins actually said, don't answer so many questions to a man about what you want in a man, because you're giving him the recipe. And my best friend, she said this years ago, and my cousin, he confirmed it. You giving them the recipe
Much
to how to act for you. So let them be who they are. So now, someone like, oh, I want to go on a date, blah, 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 blah. What you like in a man? I said, just be yourself. Just be you. Just be who are you? And if I allow you to be you and you're not the person, yeah, there won't be a second date. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah. So how do you guys feel? And let's take it further into the actual interview. So we were talking backstage, and Coach T, you were saying how sometimes Johanna said women got to do what?
It's like we have to teach other people how to treat us. Like as
Mm-hmm.
we have to teach them. So sometimes people look at us as having attitude problems, or just because we have standards. And I don't think it's attitude. I think we're misunderstood overall. I just think we're misunderstood.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Jay says value means different things to different people. You might not make a lot of money, but your value could be cutting my grass or changing my oil on my car. Tori really hit on it. How do you treat the waiter? And that's what I love. I love when Tori said that, because I cringe when I go on a date with somebody and they mistreat the wait staff. Because for one, I used to be a waitress. And for two, I'm like, if you can't be kind uh to the least of them, you get what I'm saying? If you can't be kind to the least of them, like what, and I'm not saying this person is less than, that's just me saying, like, if you can't be kind to somebody that's serving you, you're probably not gonna think twice about mistreat me. You know what I'm saying? Coach T, how you feel about that? What Tori said about how you treating the waiter, et cetera, and everybody around you.
I mean, I agree 100%. Like, I don't want to be with somebody that's going to have a nasty attitude towards the waiter, or towards anybody. You know, I want to date somebody that's going to be kind, gentle, respect me, respect their mama is the biggest thing. Like when
Mm.
the person and how they treat their mom. Like I actually met one guy a while back. And when they pulled up, his mom was in the car with him. And at first I didn't even know it was his mom. He got out the car and opened her door.
Oh,
And
wow.
I said, oh. And he was like, yeah, that's my queen. And to me, that
Mm.
meant a lot because he opened the door for his mom. And at the same time, he grabbed her by her hand. Like, I have a son now. He's 19 years old. I'll pull up in the yard right now with groceries in the car and I'll bop the horn and he runs out and he said, Mom, I got it. So, you know what I'm saying? So whenever that
Yeah.
mom like a queen, you get it back in return. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He treats her like a queen because at the same time, it's how we raise them. So some men are raised to disrespect women. I'm just being real with you. Whether they white, black, pink, yellow, or blue, they're raised in that manner, and they feel like we're beneath them. So as black women, I just feel
Mm.
like we have to stand up sometime, and we have to say what we're not going to tolerate. And sometimes we do get caught up in our voice, and a lot of people don't like it because we're not shutting up and we're speaking how we want to be treated.
Wow. Tori, how do you feel about women speaking up? And how do you feel about the stereotype of black women rolling their necks and being loud? Like when it comes to us voicing how we feel, how we feel about a situation or who we want to date or who we don't want to date. Do you feel like there's a stereotype on us with that? How do you feel about the stereotype? What's your view on that?
Absolutely, there's a stereotype. We must speak up for ourselves when it comes to our standards, but there is a way that you say what you want or how you feel. We don't have to roll our neck and all of that stuff. There's a way that you say things. It's about your tone and your delivery. You can say the same thing, but if your tone is calming, because you can actually say things in a loving way as opposed to saying things harshly, because I had a situation where I had a male friend of mine and we had a conversation about something he was going through. And he said, I talked to my wife about the same situation, but the difference is you and her are saying the same thing, but your your delivery was so calming. She was like, men don't like all that rah, 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 rah. They don't like that. Men like peace. They like peace. So, and I don't like that how some women think that it's okay. They got this meme out there. I don't think it's cute to say, oh, I talk back. No, there's a way that you handle things. Yes, we speak our mind, but you got to say it in a certain way, because there are a lot of times when you're rah-rah, men will shut off and they'll stop talking to you. Because I've had that situation happen. Like, dude, one of my homeboys like, hey, Tori, I'm gonna have to start talking to old girl because she rah rah rah, So we have to pay attention to how it's delivered, but we must have standards and we must speak our mind. And back to what you said earlier, Cynthia, I said the same thing in regards to when people say or ask the question, what are you looking for? I never answer that question. I always say, if you what I'm looking for or what, we mesh well or whatever, then I'll know. If not, there will not be a second date. But a lot of times we as women can talk too much, and people pretend very well. They'll pretend that they are everything. They'll make sure, oh, she like this. And they'll make sure they check everything off that list. And then once they get you, then the real person come out. Like, well, dang, that ain't who I met. They'll send the representative to the date, but then the real person come out. People pretend well.
Right.
So what do we do about the women that do speak to a man in a common voice and they don't listen? Because sometimes I think that's where the attitude come from. Is because I'll say to whoever, this is me and this is that, and I'm talking to him calmly. And then time goes on and something happens. Just say you have a conflict or whatever, and then you have your first disagreement and you're having that conversation and you say, this is what I said and this is what I wanted. I'm hurt because this happened. So now I'm dealing with that. And after the hurt has processed of over and over again, then sometimes the attitude of a woman comes with the neck roll because now she's sick and tired. So I agree with what Tori said, but sometimes I think the neck rolling and all that is coming from if I'm in the relationship with the same person. In other words, I need to have healed from my past and not be
Mm.
trying to be in my present with somebody else,
Woo.
making this man in the present pay for something in my past. So if I'm here and we're having a conversation, and like I always tell people, we can have conversations when we first meet somebody. I'm telling him my expectations, he's saying his expectations. But sometimes I don't call them expectations from everybody. I call them expo lying because they're going to lie and tell you what they think you want to hear. But
Right.
when the conflict comes, now it's like I'm hurt because this is what I said, and I said it calmly, but you hurt me. So now it's the neck rolling, it's the popping of the lips and the tongue, or whatever you want to call it. So I agree with Tori, but at the same time, sometimes I feel like the neck rolling and all that is justified.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. Jay says that for me, just how you treat animals is important in puppies, etc. Yeah, she's an animal lover, so I get that. It's what's close to your heart. Hey, Ken, Minister Kenyatta. Wow, she says you are so right. That's when Tori was talking, and she says, "Wow, they would send a representative on the date. That's good. That is good." And I get that because of the simple fact that what to caveat on what Coach T was saying, when you're hurt, you know, and and what we talked about last night. I really loved the podcast last night. Communication. And Corey was saying one of the things he was like, because Jamel had asked about when if you're a man and you're having a lot going on, do you dump everything on her when you get home? And my response was yes. If I'm your person, if I'm your wife, I want you to dump it on me. I want you to lay your head on my bosom. I want to talk about it. But then Corey flipped it and said, but what if I don't want to? I want you to hear me as let me digress. Let me woosah. Let me, you know what I'm saying? And I've been in relationships where I can tell when they need a minute. You can tell when somebody need a minute. You get what I'm saying? So communication is key, and understanding and comprehension of the communication, and be willing to listen rather than just pausing so you can talk again.
Exactly.
Right. Right. And
So
that goes back to what you just said. A lot of times their body language will tell you what they need without them even saying a word. And if you
mhm,
know your person like you supposed to know your person, you'll know what they need, when they need it, and how they need it, because their
yeah,
body language will tell it all. Because I
Exactly.
was the same way with someone I dated previously. I could tell when they just needed to process some stuff. And then they
right.
will come when they wanted to talk about things. And then when they do, this is what I want some women to realize. When they do, sometimes some men are vulnerable and they allow themselves to be vulnerable. Don't throw their vulnerability back up in their face. You know what I mean? Some women will use it against them, and when you do that, guess what's going to happen? They're going to shut down and they're not going to tell you anything else. So make sure you pay attention to what they're saying, pay attention to their body language, and make sure it's a safe space. Make
Exactly.
sure it's a safe space and they can trust you, because if they
Yeah.
feel that they can trust you, they're going to continue to communicate with you openly. Like my babe, my boo, like he'll be like, she got my back. But if you constantly throwing up stuff like we did that, you can't do that. And it was something else I was gonna say, but I lost my train of thought. There was something else I was gonna say. Lord, what was
Well, you
that?
remember it, girl. Pop on back in. Pop on back in.
Okay.
One of the things that and I keep going back on last night because it's just the conversation about it. Um, I'm not sure which one of the fellas said that, but I'm gonna ask you guys this question. And with the high value, first of all, to me, uh, I'm not really sure what everyone else's definition of high value man is. You get what I'm saying? But what I feel like, this is my opinion and my opinion only. This does not cover the opinions of my guest that is on tonight. To me, a high value man is a successful man, is a man that knows what he wants, that aspires and that to get what he wants, and he has his own drive, determination, ambition within him. He is unapologetically successful. And I feel like that he is probably in a place in life that a lot of people want to be or are striving to be, but he's not staying there. He's always trying to excel for more. With that being said, do you ladies feel, and Tori, I'll start with you, do you feel that a high value man would respect, or does he appreciate a successful woman that is on his level? Or do you feel like he would rather have a woman that has less than him because he can more relate with her because she don't bring the ego to the table? So yeah, Tori.
Oh, that's a good question. But let me just say this for me, and I'm just only speaking for me. My definition of high value for me has nothing to do with money or success. What high value means to me is who you are as a person, how you treat people. Do you have good character? Are you understanding? Are you comforting? Are you a great listener? Are you a protector? Are you a provider? And just actually being there, are you a great, I don't know if I said listener already, but those are high value qualities for me. Are first and foremost, are you following God? So for me, high value has nothing to do with their money. Because like I said previously, there's people that have a lot of money, but they're ugly because of they don't have good character. They have no integrity or anything like that.
Right.
But going back to what the question you was asking, if they would be able to if they would date someone that's either below their status or on their level, to me, if that's your person, I don't think that should matter, because there are some men that even if they are dating someone that's on their level or even above their level, they're still going to make sure they pay the bills. They're going to make sure they're still provide. And a lot of times, because I can't remember the guy's name, but he's on this show called because their interview went viral. I think he's on this show called Zatuma or something. Do you know his name?
Zach. You talking about Zach?
Zach. So there was a clip where it went viral with him and his wife. Now his wife is doing extremely well. She's extremely successful, but he said, as a man, I am still the provider. I'm still going to take care of what needs to be taken care of. So when that's your person, I don't think that the money part matters. He's like, that's her money. She do whatever. Now, if she want to contribute, that's on her. But I'm the man. I'm the one that's going to take care of everything. So I don't think that should matter whether they're on that level or they're below. Because my thing is, when you're that man's person, they're going to take care of you regardless. Whether you have it or you don't, they're going to take care of you regardless. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel. Like manly men, they're going to take care of you without you even asking. They're going to know what you need without you even asking. And they're going to do things just because you're that person.
Right.
But that's just my opinion.
Right. And don't get me wrong. When I define it, I'm defining it in society way. My way of a high value man is a man with values that are high. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I've learned that society sees as high value has nothing to do with how I personally like a man. I don't like to put it out there like that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But to me, what I'm understanding, this is what society is seeing a high value man as. You get what I'm saying? That he is a man that's going to provide, that he is a man that is ambitious, he is a man that has more than enough to take care of you, and whatever else. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I defined it that way. That's why I said it's my personal opinion of how I've gathered with my information of how society is deeming a high value man. And it's just like a lot of women say, well, I want a high value man. And at the end of the day, when I've seen these Tanya TKO, whatever the young lady, Ebony K, and they're doing all of this, the interviewing, and even when Kevin Samuels, when he was alive, I saw women say, well, I want him to make this much. They never really said, I want a man with a heart after God. I want a man that even when he broke, the ambition is there and the drive is there. He'll never sit down and he'll never waver. You get what I'm saying? I never heard that when the high value was mentioned. So to me, I'm like, okay, so you want a man with money and ambition. Okay, so yeah. So Coach T, give your take on that. I just had to get that clear. That it's not my definition for personally, but what I've gathered from information of seeing different interviews.
Well, I would say this. I think I define a high value man based on my past, based on the relationships I have been through. So mine is going to be more of what I'm looking for. And the one major thing that I do look for in a relationship with any man is if he knows how to communicate, knows how to listen to me, because at the same, not only to me, I need to do the same thing for him. Like I need to be open and I need to listen to him, because sometimes I think that's why a lot of relationships go wrong. They're not communicating effectively or efficiently. So with me, high value, I would define it as needing somebody who needs me, someone who wants to pray with me and don't look down on me. Someone, if I want to talk about a net in a window, they're open and listening to me, like, and vice versa. Because sometimes we just talk about whatever. Don't disregard me, because sometimes some men disregard you as a woman, and some women do the same thing. So I'm kind of simple. Like I'm old fashioned and kind of simple. I'm the type that's looking for that respect, that loyalty, vice versa. If we define respect amongst us, each other in the relationship, I expect that we understand what the respect is in a relationship, because just like you said earlier, some people can define high value, but at the same time, it's not the same definition. So the same respect. If I'm saying respect is ... and he said, I agree, I feel like we need to come together and that needs to be the center of what we want in our relationship. So we need to define how we are together in a relationship.
Awesome. Let's go back to some of the comments. Kenyatta said, this is so good.
Reminded me what I was going to say. Go ahead with the comment,
Okay.
but Tamara just reminded me what I was going to say.
Okay, go ahead, Tori, and I'll hit the comment.
Okay, I was just going to say, when she said about the listener, the man listened to her, and as well she reciprocates that. So that was one of the things I want to say: reciprocity, the loyalty, and also when you're listening with the communication, there are sometimes where we have to listen to understand instead of always listening to respond. A lot of times people say stuff and then you got to have a rebuttal, but sometimes you just got to listen to understand. And that was one of the things that I want to say when she reminded me, when she said the listener part. But yeah, a lot of times we as women, sometimes we quick to say, well, but sometimes you got to listen to understand. And like I said previously, don't throw stuff up in their face when they allow themselves, they trust you and they're vulnerable with you. So that's all I want to say.
And I think that goes both ways, because some men just listen to respond. They don't listen to understand either. You get what I'm saying? But that was good, Tori. I love that.
Yes.
Kenyatta, this is so good, ladies. I had to learn how to digress because I'm a communicator and I always want to talk immediately, and I had to stop taking it personal when people need a moment. Honey, listen, that used to be me too, sis. I had to heal and learn to sit down, be quiet and sit down somewhere. So yeah, sometimes it's hard to sit down when you love them and you care about them. You want to follow them around the house and say, what's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? That's the most annoying thing. So yeah. Hey, Tanya Mormon says, of course. Yeah, Tanya said, of course, high value men as it relates to money and success can respect high value women, but they don't date them. Boom. That's what I was waiting for. They respect them, but I don't think they do date them. I listen, I have some male friends that are high value men, and it seems like to me they are attracted to, yeah. Anyway, we're going to keep on rolling. So yeah. Brother Fatine in the house. Listen, y'all, this is the famous Brother Fatine. If y'all not following Brother Fatine, y'all need to follow Brother Fatine. Brother Fatine said, yes, a real man is going to handle his business, and if our values are high, we want an ambitious woman walking side by side with us. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that. Y'all heard it from Brother Fatine himself, the high value fella. Hey
Yeah.
Pam, how are you? Pam says so true. Versa T says great lady conversation. I can't stay, but we'll be back on the podcast later. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. Much love to you, good sir. Even exchange, right, Pam? Right, Pam. And Tanya said, and let me add that high value men are not having these conversations that the internet has made such a hot button topic. They are out here building and making things happen. They're not on the internet for these purposes. This has to be laughable to them. Listen, Tanya, oh my God. My homeboy, when I told my homeboy, I said, because he lives up north, and I said, dude, like, high value. He was like, why is that even something that people talk about? I'm confused. Like he's out buying, he's buying like real estate. You know what I'm saying? He doing his thing. He telling me about new dates, people he meet. And he's like, why people even talk about that? Like he don't watch TV, you know what I'm saying? Like when his TV go on, he watching the Dow Jones and all that stuff. So it is. Tanya hit the nail on the head. He and I were just talking about this. He watching stocks. He worrying about when the interest rate is going down and all. He telling me about, look, if this ain't a good time to buy nothing. I need you to wait, blah, blah, blah. Really, high value men could care less about the conversations we having about them.
Right.
It's really, yeah. So girl, I'm so glad you said that. This is amazing. Let me go to a couple more comments and I'm gonna let y'all. Hey Chris, high value. I am able to fulfill the needs of my partner in every way. This includes physically, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Y'all,
I like
well, my
that.
God, y'all,
Hey,
is you single? Because some women read this here, Chris.
I love it.
Some women read this, so if your inbox Chris start blowing up, it ain't my fault. Okay, ladies, hey, what is it that Coach T? Did you have something to add on to that?
no, that was pretty much it so far. Let's go ahead and continue talking.
Okay.
Let me just say this, Cynthia. I don't know if you see this episode. I don't know if it was on the episode from last week or previous week. No. I think it was on the episode from last week with Laterius, Dear Future Wifey podcast. I love Laterius podcast, and he was
That's
talking
my husband in my mind.
and he was talking to Christian Keys last week. Yeah, in fact, that was last week, and he made the statement that he went on a date with the young lady, and she told him, she's like, I Googled you. You're worth X amount of dollars. And he was like, what? No, I'm not. He was like, oh, you're worth. And so for her to say that, you wasn't there for the right reason. Because you
Right.
and then you're gonna have the audacity to tell him.
Tell him you Googled him.
And telling him where he's like, I'm not worth all that. He's like, well, Google says. So he said, so you mean to tell me you believe everything Google says? But for her to be bold enough and say to him, I Googled you and I see that you're worth these millions of dollars. Like, what? Who does that?
So I'm gonna ask y'all something. So what is it about those type of men or women that Googles the other person to see how much they're worth? Like, how do y'all feel about that? If you were to go on a date with somebody, Cynthia, and they told you, they Googled you and they know that you got your own business and dot. Like, how do you feel about it?
I feel like I was being how do you say it? Kind of like when you're hunted. I feel hunted. I feel like you hunted me. I don't feel like it's genuine. I don't feel like it just happenstance. I sure don't feel like God did it. At that point, you let me know. I mean, even if, but if you're Googling me and you're trying to see, and this is what me and the fellas talked about last night, that when Jamel said, if you own a house these days and you purchase a home within the past few years, like you have assets of $250,000. You might not be a millionaire, but your assets may say that. Like Christian may not be a millionaire, but he may have assets that aren't liquid assets. He might not have the cash on hand, but he could have assets up to $1 million. But that don't mean you gonna get it, sir. That don't mean you gonna get it. And Cynthia, they got on Google where, my spa is a 5-star spa, earning over $1 million a year. That means I got to pay the people. That means I got to buy equipment. That means I got to pay for upkeep. Sir, I don't, look, you ain't finna marry a millionaire. You get what I'm saying? And if I were, why would you think that you could come into my life when I'm trying to build generational wealth for little people that have my DNA? That don't belong to you, sir. I need you to come with your own, because especially if we're combining families, once we get together, it'll be ours. But I'm still going to, on this end, be building for mine. And I need you to be on that end building for yours. And then we're going to come together. So don't come in trying to, and I can only imagine what Christian, I got to go back and look at that with Tori, because I don't remember that particular moment. But I can imagine how he felt. He probably felt, I would feel so, unclothed. You know what I'm saying? I would feel so vulnerable. Like, oh my God, you Google me? Like, I'm naked.
Right.
You Google me? Like, what's that? Like, so yeah, I wouldn't appreciate it at all.
Yeah. And you basically summed it up. Pretty much everything Cynthia said, I would feel like, really? You doing all of that instead of taking the time to get to know who I am genuinely as a person? You are Googling me? Yeah, I feel like an invasion of my privacy.
Yeah. And I love what Jay said. She said, also, ladies, I have gotten older. I have learned that my values have changed, and a lot of the crap that I put up with as a younger woman, come on, absolutely would not get past me now. I will be 61 on the 19th of this month if God says the same. Girl, you look good, girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
Happy early birthday too. Tamara, what were you going to say?
I think I lost my train of thought. It'll come back.
Oh my. I'm sorry. Kim say yes, all of that. And Kim say that's crazy. People have to get back to being genuine. When? I don't know. And Pam say stop, right? Hey, Kenya. Hey, girl. Welcome into the room on tonight. And Jay says, I'm retired law enforcement. I would only do that for background purposes, nothing to do with money. Right. Exactly. And Ken says, that's invasive. We can get to know each other and I can share information with you, but to show up and tell me that at the beginning is a big, honey, that flag's so big until, honey, you can't even see the face. It's like the flag. You just see the flag. Tanya says the average person can't be Google like that. The most that happens is scrolling the social media pages. Which can be telling. I would search the pages.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen. Now I have done that. I ain't gonna lie. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I don't Google, but I do go to that Facebook, that Instagram. I go to that TikTok, and the first thing I see is your profile picture is with a blunt, and you sticking up your middle finger, block.
Let me ask y'all a serious question though. So you meet somebody. Have y'all ever gone to their social media page, see a picture, and look at the comments?
I do.
Do we tell all the secrets?
Yeah, Tamara, hush, Tamara, hush.
I'd be like, how many women comment on this picture? She said,
yes, boo. Go ahead, babe. Boy, babe.
Private investigator.
Listen, one thing about us women, Tasha said all the time.
Right. Especially if it's somebody that I have an interest in, or I got my eye on that person.
Yeah.
I still do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And if your page is very private, I'm like, And if you still got pictures up of you and the ex, and it wasn't in 2010, And I be going all the way, I scroll all the way through the photos. I'm like,
red flags.
Yeah. If I ain't got to do but one scroll and there she is, I'm like, no. She no.
Okay, so let me ask you that question to piggyback off what you just said. So if you're scrolling and you see pictures from their ex, even if they haven't been with this person since 2010, then will that still be a red flag? Because I mean, some people, who do you know, are basically going to take the time all the time to go through deleting pictures. Now I can see if it was something recent and you know, you delete pictures, but would you really hold that against somebody they dated in 2010 and they may have been like, man?
No, not that. I said unless it was in 2010. Look, my girlfriend just was like, "Girl, you ain't deleted all them pictures." She just let me know I ain't deleted all pictures. I was like, "I did." She was like, "Girl, no, you need to go back through there. You could be blocking the mister." I said, "Oh Lord, let me go." So sometimes we're just that busy. We don't go through our social. We just don't. You get what I'm saying? Things happen. Life happens. It is what it is, and you just don't get to delete everything. So I get it. It was more so joke than you get what I'm saying. But if it was last week, baby, and you at the beach and I see two sets of feet right beside on lounge chairs and one of them got polish on them and yours, no, sir, no, that's not what we doing. That's not. This is not. If you don't get it, listen. Tanya says, and they searching your profile. That's why they be all in the DMs. This boy be in my DMs. Say I'm pretty.
Listen, that's why I purposely don't like. That's why people get upset with me. Like, Tori, I message you on Messenger, and I'm like, I don't check Messenger like that for that reason, because there's so much craziness that's in Messenger. I've even had a guy to message me on Messenger, mind you. I never responded to him, but yet your wife DMing me. Well, how you know my husband? What? I didn't even respond to him.
Oh,
you coming at me.
That's a whole show, Cynthia, because I got something to share on that. That's a whole other show. I don't check DMs. I purposely have my notifications for Messenger turned off for that reason. There's a lot of craziness that can go on in the inbox. So nah. Exactly.
But yeah, Tamara, that's a whole nother subject. Show.
I had a wife made a husband call me because she wanted to know why he was inboxing me, and he was not even being disrespectful to me. That lets me know there are some people that are very insecure, and I'm like, what did you do before? And I said, no, I don't want your man. He inboxed me about some tickets he want me to buy from his daughter for high school, but she took it. I said, she looked at my profile picture just like the men. We check that stuff. She looked at my profile picture and she thought, oh, she's a trainer. Oh, she work at Carousel. She does this, and then it was like she was insecure. Maybe Saturday morning, early one Saturday morning. And I'm just like, I looked at my phone like, what?
And mess up your piece today. Girl, Tanya said that's why you don't post pictures like that. There's nothing to delete. Tanya, listen, I was never a person to post anything as far as relationship. I just wasn't. I didn't. Like, my family was like, girl, is you just gonna be an old cat lady and die? Like, I don't even have a cat. But I did not. But when you date someone that does like to post, it was different for me. So yeah, that kind of like, I was even weird. Like, it was weird even deleting, because I was like, great day. I never did it. And I mean, I was in a whole marriage for what, 17 years together, 20. Like, we didn't even post each other like that. He wasn't on social media, and I just didn't post her. I would like birthday or something like that. But us together, we just didn't. We just lived life, and I just wasn't used to being in that, So it is what it is. It happens. But now the next one, all y'all gonna see is I'm gonna be on the podcast, and y'all gonna see bling bling bling. You gonna be like, girl, you yeah. Come here, baby.
Yeah, I've never posted either, so I didn't have anything to delete. Like, I keep my private life off of social media. But there's a difference between privacy and secrecy.
Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
There's a huge difference, but that I've never been that type of person to post my relationships. So I get it, Cynthia. I just
Yeah.
that's just something that I'm not gonna do because we busy living
Yeah.
life, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I don't think anything is wrong with that. Now we years down or something. You better shout me out for my birthday or something, especially if you're on social media talking about them Dallas Cowboys or them Raiders or them Steelers or something. You better shout me out if you can shout out a team. Boy, if you can't post me, we ain't supposed to be together. And I'm saying on a committed. This is committed now. This is something that, like I said, is years on, marriage, you know what I'm saying, engagement. If we ain't engaged and we ain't past the stage, we really know we want to get married, we ain't like newly like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But we just dating, baby. Don't post me. I sure ain't posting you. Cause I don't even know if we supposed to be together. So at this point, we just gonna chill. We gonna be quiet. If people see us
Right.
out, y'all hush, don't say nothing. Just send me an inbox and let me know how good we look together and if the energy was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know that so I can know where to put him on level 2, 3, or 4. You get what I'm saying? So other than that, yeah, I don't want people to know. I love my private life being secret. I love that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And see,
Yeah.
the other thing too, you got to pay attention to what you post, because if you don't post it, then people don't know what to attack. But if you
Hello.
post it, then they're
That
gonna attack
warfare.
it, and people will try you.
Amen. Amen.
That warfare, unmerited warfare. You don't need the warfare. Like, why? What? And this is the thing. I have also seen, and even personally, I feel like because it was so public, I think the warfare just got crazy. Cause let me tell y'all something about males and females, both alike. I can't say it's just women or it's just men. When they see you get together, they see you happy. All of a sudden they get men never was in my inbox before. As soon as they saw I had somebody, well, I liked you too. I didn't know you was available. Boy, I've been in Walmart 1,100 times over the past 3 years, and all of a sudden you see that you know what I'm saying, in a situationship, and it's something I'm trying to build. Now you're gonna say, "Oh, I've been liking you for years." Go sit your $5 self down before I have to make change. You know what I'm saying? And same as in his inbox with females. Now all of a sudden he's sexy, but he been a fat tar baby to you all these years. I don't get it. Like, all of a sudden now we both are attractive. We're both the it couple. That's why you need to keep it private. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just my, yeah. Pam say it makes it a target. It does, Pam. People see you happy, they like, let me see what I can do to get. Oh, let me see if he gonna treat me like he taking her to a nice restaurant. Let me see if he can take me to this nice restaurant. That's what
Mhm.
people do. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and also, yeah, but also I wanted to touch on dating. And this is something that I love that Jamel did last night about fair or foul. But we won't actually do fair or foul. I just want to ask you guys whether or not if a gentleman would take you out to an amazing restaurant, very nice. He set up everything. You had no idea where you were going. You ended up at this elegant place. And when the check came, he asked you, could you, something happened with his account, and he asked you, could you pay half of the bill? Tori, give us your response.
Now, here's my thing. If you ask me, then you are supposed to be prepared to pay the bill. But life happens. And if it comes to the point where I have to pay the bill, then I will, because I've actually had a situation like that happen. But when it becomes like you keep leaving your wallet, it becomes a pattern.
Deuces.
Nah.
Coach T,
I might cover you
I'm
the first time, But if it keep happening,
I'm going to the bathroom and calling text. It all depends on the
Got
situation.
hacked while he was sitting there. What if his account got hacked while he was sitting there?
It all depends on the situation, the person, whether or not I can trust them, whether or not he has done something suspicious like this before, or whatever. I said, okay, baby, but I'm going to the bathroom. I'm gonna call my sister. I'm gonna call. Y'all need to come pick me up. He better wash them dishes. But no, but all jokes aside, it all depends if I know this person is good to me. Like, because I dated one guy and every time we went out, he always took care of the bill. Like, he never asked. And one day we went to a restaurant and I said, I got it. And he went like, no, I said, no, I got it. Somebody like that was genuine, that was always taking care of me, and that opened the doors for me and things of that nature. I got it. And he was like so thankful that I paid the bill. He kept thanking me over and over again. I said, stop. And one day it was just from the goodness of my heart, I sent him a cash app. I say, lunch on me.
Oh yeah.
So
I did that. I actually did that to a good friend of mine. I was like, yo, lunch on me today, because they were going through some stuff, not asking or anything, just I know they were dealing with some things, and I was like, lunch on me. And they text me like, oh my God, you just don't know how much that mean to me. Like, really good men, even if they're just friends or what have you, when you do something for them from the heart unexpectedly, they're like in awe. They're like shocked. You get what I'm saying? But and I feel like, because if you're a good friend to me, I'm gonna be an amazing friend to you. So yeah, that's what's up. I can't wait to get mine and spoil him and send a cash out. But I would like a couple first, a couple long.
I think that is so important to actually do that. I think that is such a beautiful and beautiful and kind gesture, because men, their feelings matter as well. They go through things just like we do, so we need to cater and spoil them too.
exactly.
I love that, and that's the type of stuff I love doing. Lord, it's been a minute since I've did that, because I've been in a relationship a long time, but I love to spoil. Oh my God, Tamara, you see?
You know what? She don't stir it up something, you Tori. Tasha says, honey, I love what Tasha said. Tasha Ellaby says, honey, there's going to be a problem because you didn't have any money from the beginning. Tasha, what if he did? And this is how why y'all was sitting there to let me know. And the
Tasha, you going to the bathroom too, ain't you? Gonna call Cynthia?
Oh my goodness, y'all got me open. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Pam says that means he or her is looking for a free ride. Oh my God. Oh, Jay said the question is this the first date? Jay, yes, it is the first date.
Oh
yeah. Yeah.
I said straight to the
But trust me, there will be no second date, probably.
Listen, my best friend and I, if we date someone new, we take a picture of the license plate, So and we send it to each other. We date somebody new. So I was there. I met this particular person, but I met them in a public place with other people. And I told her, I said, I'm on my way to meet this person, blah, blah, blah. She was like, okay, send me a picture of the license plate. I said, I don't know where he drives. So you mean to tell me after it's over, he can walk you outside, slit your throat, throw you in the bushes, and I won't know how to get him?
Listen, that's why the way the world is set up now, that is smart to do the license plate. When I go someplace with somebody new, my close friends, I'll take a picture of the license plate. I'm gonna turn my location on. I'm gonna tell you where I'm going, and I'm gonna meet you there, because I ain't finna get in the car with you. I don't know you like that, but I'm gonna meet you at a public place. But I've learned lately, turn that location on. Now you feel
Yeah.
comfortable, but I'm still gonna tell you where I'm at. But if I feel comfortable, I'll turn my location on. But I want to make sure I'm where I say, you know what I mean?
Right,
I
right.
learned that.
Well, me personally, first dates with somebody new, I'm taking a girlfriend with me. We gonna double date or something. I'm just uncomfortable. And what
Yeah.
scared me one time is I went on a dating app one time, right? Just playing around, went on a dating app, and I log in and me and my stomach balled up into knots. And I'm like,
Right.
I got, because this world is so crazy. I don't want to just go and meet somebody in a public. No, we double dating. I'm taking somebody with me.
And see, I'm glad you said that because that was the other thing. I turned my location, but like I don't necessarily do the double dating, but like say I'm in the front of the restaurant and Cynthia in the back. So we in the same restaurant, but she could be in the back making, you know what I'm saying? I don't do the double date, but I have done that too. Like, hey, I'll be here. And then we're on a date, but my partner there in the back of the restaurant, like, hey, something pop off, let me know. And then we had like a code word. Hey, this
Okay.
code word.
Listen, you better do something. Jay said that is very smart. I'm for real. Yeah. Pam said that's it. Location on, check with someone and we drive it separately because you don't need to know where I live. Pam, you better come in this room. Listen, when I tell you, and look, I had somebody to bring to my attention when I post pictures and turn my location off of my photos. I had to do that too. I didn't even realize that was going on. Somebody said, "Oh, I know where you live." I said, "No, you don't." "Yes, I do." "How you know where I live?" "You need to turn your locations off on your photo." So,
Yeah.
ladies, when you posting to social media or you posting anything, don't do a live photo. Never do it live. Like if you have an iPhone or whatever, don't do a live shot photo. And don't have your location on because these weirdos crazies will go back and look to see where you took the picture at, which is weird. Zoom into the map and find out where you live. So I agree with that. I don't Many people don't know where I live at. Like, I don't want people to know where I live at. I'm not gonna tell you, like, basically one person was like, "Hey, I'll come pick you up. Let's go on a date." I said, "No, thank you." And if we decide to if I decide to go out with you, then I will meet you, and it will have to be a day date. I'm not going out with you at night. First time I've never been out with you in my life. Not doing it. And now that it's summertime, I will meet you at 5:30, but by 8, the date is over.
Yeah.
If we ain't talked in 3 hours and we don't get enough in on the first date, baby, it is what it is. But anyway, hey Yolanda, how y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about the whole whew, Lord, the whole photo
Knowing your
location?
location,
Yeah.
that's something I always keep my location off. So I never experienced that before.
I just never do live photos. I always screenshot or something. I just don't do live photos.
Yeah. Well, duly noted for me. I was like, not doing that again. Good night, Jay. She said good night. This is a wonderful subject. Thank you so much for tuning in. And on the last note, we're gonna we're gonna about to close out. But one thing I did want.
Wait a minute, you froze.
Yeah, she froze.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Maybe it's gonna come back through.
Well, while she frozen, I see where Yolanda posted a comment. She may have to come back. Yolanda posted a comment and she said, "Ain't nobody coming over here. I'm driving my own car because if the vibe is off, I'm grabbing my pocketbook and leaving."
Exactly.
Yolanda also says, "I always let a friend know where I'm heading or my daughter." And Pamela Cook says, "Me either. I just use it for my daughters. That's how we keep it." Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta let people know where you are.
Exactly.
Y'all just give us a second. We're gonna see what's going on with Cynthia. I wonder if her front word. I know she like, oh my God.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
We kind of got off the subject of she's back.
Yeah. What happened?
My Wi-Fi off. I was like, what is going on? Not the devil. Nothing but the devil.
You remember what you were going to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So everyone started chewing out Ebony K whenever she talked about she would not date the bus driver unless he owned the bus. She came back and she clarified. She said the problem is black men, uh they're used to mediocrity. They're used to doing things, uh not excelling. This was her opinion. This is what her rebuttal was. Basically, she was saying, you're bus drivers and stuff, and you're dealing with just driving the bus instead of owning the bus because your parents accepted C's and D's and said, oh, that's okay. So you have a mindset of doing things in a mediocre way and not excelling and striving to be the best because that's who you are and that's who you were created to be. She said, you should be the best. You should always strive for better and greater. That's what she said as far as black men, that she sees too much mediocrity in black men. So how do y'all feel about her words of that? Do you agree with it? Do you feel like there's not enough black men that are high value or have values that are high as black women? What are y'all experiencing? Do you agree with her? Do you see where she was coming from? Because I did send y'all the clip. How do you feel about that, Tam?
I mean, who are we to judge first and foremost? Like, just how we defined value earlier. You had a different definition. Tori had a different I had a different definition. That man's value, what if he grew up in a certain way to where he was always working on a farm? Let's take it back. I'm working on the farm. This is how I made it. He probably stepped outside of his box to say, I'm going to go drive buses for a living. So who are we to judge? So I don't agree with her statement. I think it was too biased to me. Like, I think she was too judgmental when it came to that. Now, you do have some men, whether they black, white, pink, yellow, or blue, that could do better than what they're doing. But again, but who are we to judge to say that this person is not excelling to his highest value?
Yeah. And I agree totally. You, like, I'm looking at it. To me, I felt like she was cocky and she was like, she this and I felt like she looked at men and people in general that don't make that, like, she consider herself high value. I lift my nose down at you. So that's how I took it. But like Tamara said, who are we? And we don't know what people purpose are in this thing called life. Only God determines that.
I love it. I absolutely agree with y'all. When she came back for her rebuttal, I'm like, I get it, but you're only seeing one way, and actually she could be cutting herself off from such an amazing man by narrowing it in that way. I'm like, girl, God could have a farmer, a dusty farmer for you, and in 3 years he could be owning thousands and thousands of farmland because he has a vision. But all you can't see but past, he messing in horse dung or cow dung, or he dusty and rusty to you. And me myself, like, I've been asked this question: would you date a man that's not an entrepreneur? Absolutely, I have. My thing is, my love for you does not. It's not gonna pertain to whether or not you own a business. If you like working at a corporation, if you like working at a plant, if you like working for the school district, honey, if you treat me well, I am going to treat you way far more and above than whatever y'all think a high or society thinks a high value man is. Because you're going to be my high value man or my man of value. I just feel like you said, who am I to judge a humble beginning? I don't know what God's purpose for him is, and only God knows his actual heart. It may not be time for him to share all of his visions and dreams with me, but he's working towards those visions, and I refuse to cut myself out you know, of him being like, even if he has a business, he has a small hometown business. Oh, you need to get out this small town and you need to go to Atlanta. Or you need to go to shop. No, maybe God has ordained him to be in the small town of Hartsville or the small town of Lamar, the small town of Bennettsville, wherever he's supposed to be in a small town in Virginia, wherever, you know what I'm saying? To grow and to do whatever he's purpose and cultivated to do. So I understood where she was coming from because she has every right to feel how she feel. But did
And,
I receive
and
that
then
from you? No.
and then how we even know? Like, how do we know that that bus driver ain't just driving buses because it's something to do and he's trying to give back to the community? How do you not know that this person is not already a millionaire, but you just blocked him and disregarded
Mm-hmm.
him because of what it looked like?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't agree with her. She like Ivana said, she said she was an alpha female or whatever.
Yeah.
And she told Ivana, she said she wanted to learn or whatever, but her response didn't say it was conflicting with what she said with Ivana. So it was conflicted. So
She's not willing to learn. She's looking one sided. She only wants to have and looking at her. And this is the thing with having high value men friends that are very established, that they're so established until they really don't want to let anybody in their piece because they are so successful and they can, you know, and they do make a lot of money and they are, you know what I'm saying? They have the assets and everything, and they don't want to just let anybody in their space. They look at women like that as, girl, I don't need you. I'd rather be with a girl that work at McDonald's who loves me to death and have respect for me and who I am, you know, than somebody thinking that they so much that I got to make a certain amount to be good to her. And that's why last night on the podcast, one of the gentlemen was saying, one of the fellas was saying about most high value men don't even date high value women because they don't want to hear all that yang 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 yang. I can do this. I'm independent. I got my own. I got my own real estate. I got this. I got that. They don't want to hear that. They want to know, are you here for me or what I can give you? Are you genuine? Can I be vulnerable with you? Can I be open? Can I, you know what I'm saying? Is this a safe place for me as a man that I could come in here, meaning come to you and be transparent? That's what men really, really, really care about. Good men. Now there's some other ones that they don't, but I'm talking about a genuine man. And Pam said that's right. People come out the gate looking for a title or prestige. Closing remarks. Closing remarks.
well, I would say this, just kind of piggybacking up what we just talked about real quick. Ivana also said we manage everything through our fears, control, and survival.
Mm,
So
that's
even
good.
going back to what she said, there's a fear, she wants to control it, and she's surviving. So she
Mm-hmm.
needs to get to the bottom of why. It's something within her that makes her defensive, and she's coming back so strong with whatever she has to say. So again, I just kind of like when she said for fear, control, and survival. Like that stuck out to why sometimes we can't be still and we have to do all this and mouth and stuff. So
That's good. That's good. I
Mhm.
like it. Sorry. That was
I
good.
just, when it comes to dating for me, I am a constant observer. I don't
Mhm.
see a lot in the beginning. I observe and I watch how you move. I watch
Right.
what you say and I watch how you treat people. And I had this one guy that I guess he considered himself a high value. Well, I can do this and that, the third for you. And I'm like, I don't want your money. I don't care about what you driving. I like simple thing. I like simplicity. So you can take me on a
Yeah.
picnic and I'm happy. We
On the back
good.
of a pickup truck.
What? And you wanna, well, I drive this, I make X amount. I'm like, bruh, I'm not like that. I'm not like some of the women that you dated in the past. I don't focus on you. I could care less about the money that you have. How are you going to treat me? And there was
exactly.
something else that I meant to say in regards to what Tamara said earlier in regards to how they treat their mother. I've seen it both ways. I've seen a guy that was good to their mother and they were good to women. And I've also seen men that are good to their mother, but they still mistreat women. And the mother that they are good to, that mother lies about what their son is. They know their son is with different women, but you lying to all these. Now you know that somebody different that came by the house, but you gonna tell the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pay attention to all of that. So sometimes that is you can tell by that, but there's some that they'll never mistreat their mother, but they still mistreat women. That was the other thing I want to say earlier too. And then I've seen where they treat women well and they treat their mother like crap. Like what?
Everything makes sense. Everything has a story.
Yeah.
Everything. Absolutely.
This was really, really good. I enjoyed this.
Listen, look, my thing is, it's not just only how you treat your mother. It's how you treat women in general. You get what I'm saying? Like, how are you with and one thing for me was big, how you treat your mom is important. To me, the women closest to you and your daughters. If you treat your daughters well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I love that. I watch how a man is with his child, with his daughters or his granddaughters. You know, if he don't have daughters, he have granddaughters. I watch that because a daughter softens. She brings that out of a man. She softens. Like my girls, their dad, he's a man's man now. But when he's around my girls or our grandgirls, and he talks about, you know, his daughters, because he has 2 other daughters and some grandchildren from his oldest daughter. And when he talks about them, his shoulders just relax. You get what I'm saying? His face changes. And I just love to hear him talk about our girls, his girls. You know what I'm saying? I love to hear that because that lets me know. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? That's just how he is. It's just to see that energy from a man that loves his daughters. That's just awesome, you know. And it could be they treat their daughters good and they treat women bad. But to me, it's knowing that he has it in him. You get what I'm saying? That he's capable of, you know, that type of nurturing and compassion towards a woman and knowing how to cater to her emotionally. That I like. But when a man is not, because what he does, what Knox does is he's very nurturing to the granddaughters. Like he hugs them, he tells them they're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like I love that he does our granddaughters like that. He'll say, "You're so pretty. You're a beautiful little girl. Do you know, Papa, I love you?" You know what I'm saying? But if a man, like, if he got daughters and he don't be hugging them, he don't encourage them, he don't give them affirmation, he don't tell them they beautiful, he don't, like, you're not even teaching them how to receive anything from a man because you're the first man in their life. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. But I digress from that because I didn't get that as a little girl either. But I guess that's why I get attentive to when I see men do that for their daughters. I love it. Like that's something that's a heart thing. That pulled my heartstring when I see that. I just love that. But yeah. Yeah, and don't be coming up here and trying to get your daughter and treat her nice in front of me, just trying to get a date because that ain't gonna work for me. You know how to throw that out there, that clause. Listen, y'all, before we leave, I posted that on a post I did. I wanted people to tag single moms, and I wanted to bless a single mom that has never had a massage before. A 30-minute massage, and I had a lot of people comment on that post, but I also had some people to sew privately. They didn't want to be known. They didn't want to say who they were. they wanted to bless someone, but I am gonna call my bishop out because he was one of the people. So I mean, he ain't gonna get mad about it. But my pastor, my bishop, they sponsored somebody, so somebody is gonna be here. And one person, actually, there's a couple people, because one person called in and asked to specifically sponsor a person. So I will call that person's name out last because this particular person said I want to pay for so and so. So yeah. So I need a drum roll. So I will be pulling out two names. The first name is Gloria McNeil. Congratulations, Gloria McNeil. Inbox me. You got a 30-minute massage from Zimple Escape J Spa. Come on here. Come on here, Gloria McNeil. All right. God is good, honey. And they sticking together. Okay. Okay. And Latoya Shaw. My daughter named Latoya. Go, Toya. It's your birthday. Go, Toya. Latoya Shaw. And y'all, I'm actually going to sponsor one person, so I'm going to pull one more. And then I'm going to announce the person that actually got called in chosen. And this is, Lord, I can't even read my own writing. Yeah. I can't read my own writing. Shanta, is it Mulligan? Mutant something, child. Shanta something. Shanta, I'll go back through the comments. Pray, Lord, help me, God. I was writing fast. Listen, it happens sometimes. But yeah, so we have Gloria McNeil, Latoya Shaw, and Shanta. Lord forgive me, Shanta. Or it could be Shanita. I got to go look over this. And the person who got sponsored by an anonymous person that called in is Zakia Reed. So congratulations, ladies. Congratulations, single moms. You are awesome. You are amazing. You're doing an amazing job. So I just wanted to shout you guys out. And actually, I have some more people that do still want to sponsor. I told them I was going to go ahead and do this tonight. But if so, I'll go back into the bag and pull some more names. So if you or somebody else want to sponsor, and I'm actually going to do a reduced price, a special for someone who wants to sponsor mine for 30 minutes. And my 30-minute massages are originally $45, but for $30, you can sponsor a single mom. So yes, y'all, sponsor a single mom for $30. Just hit me up. And or if you have a special mom that you just want to sponsor for her to come in for 30 minutes to be pampered, get a very nice relaxing massage with nice music, nice atmosphere, and yeah, and warm towels. Awesome. Okay. So we have Pastor Webb. We have William Webb on the line. He said he will sponsor. So come on, y'all. I got one more to pull. He's gonna sponsor somebody. Look at here, y'all. All right. So listen, we got one more name. Let's pull one more name because Pastor Webb is paying for somebody. Demaya Kosum, congratulations. Congratulations, Demaya Kosum. So, all right, y'all, just inbox me, and thank you guys for tuning in so much. We appreciate you. Listen, do not allow anybody to mess up your day. You control your own atmosphere. You set your own atmosphere. You speak over your own life. Power of life and death is within your tongue, because what soweth the man thinketh, so is he. Never let anybody take you off of your pathway to your purpose. Y'all have an amazing night.
Bye, y'all.